Everybody in that restaurant just got ripped off today. Okay, today's Wednesday, June 18th. I'm here today at my jiu-jitsu class. I decided to take some time between my appointments to come and train with my instructor, Elias. And here he is.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, so I just, I wanted to get his opinion because yesterday I was really busy during lunchtime and I decided to go get a salad at this place called The Habit. Stay tuned for the rest of this video. I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys a little bit of my experience. But Elias, I know that you have a lot of opinions when it comes to fast food and eating out.
Yeah, I think it's. You were showing me the video. I think it's a $12 meal for a little bit of lettuce and chicken. I've talked about this before. I know with JB and you, Enrique, about how it's just chicken is the item, if you think of meats, aside from pork. So anyone that really is going out there to the grocery store and actually doing their shopping with meat, don't quote me because I know that chicken's around the same price as pork. But there's two, if not the cheapest, the second cheapest meat that you can buy as far as, I would say, meat, not like sliced ham or stuff like that, but it's one of the cheapest things you can buy. So it always amazes me whenever I hear somebody talk about how much they pay for maybe 2 to 3 ounces of meat, especially a meat like chicken, and then with a few things of lettuce. And it amazes me to think that places are charging $12 for a couple of ounces of chicken and some, I would say maybe 3 to 4 ounces of lettuce. It's amazing to me. I mean, I was telling Enrique, me and my wife, along with our children, even though we've built ourselves a nice savings and, I have a business and, my wife's a nurse at the hospital, we choose to never go out. And it's not that we can't afford to go out and eat. We just choose to not go out. I was just telling Enrique, maybe we go out one meal per week and sometimes not even that. And it's not because we can't afford it. Although I love being fiscally responsible, but it's because it's to spite the restaurants. I mean, the same salad that you showed me. I mean, that salad there's no way that salad should be more than $5 or $6.
You're paying $12
to not get full.
The quality of the chicken was decent. But it wasn't anything that I could say that could warrant a $12 meal. So
yeah, that's a good point. I think of it. Me and my wife think of it as what do we have disposable as far as income for like a week, the month, or whatever the case may be. And it's not that we're not going out. By the way, there's some great priced restaurants out there. I know everything has raised in cost, but we're just being more particular on what restaurants we go to. Like, for example, before, you just, if you get hungry, you just stop at a random place and say, I'm gonna eat here, I'm gonna eat there, because it didn't seem like the cost were something that were so astronomical that you would feel it too much as far as your disposable income goes. But if we're talking about stuff that we can get fast, I mean, I would even say Panera Bread. Panera Bread, you probably could get a great salad, for $12, compared to a Habit. So
yeah, I don't know about Panera. I mean,
it's been a while since I've been to Panera too, so I don't know.
A Panera Bread, I think the last time that I was there was probably at least 6-7 months ago. And I can tell you that the quality of the food at Panera has definitely dropped as well.
Really?
Yeah, their portions have gotten smaller. And I feel like the locations that they have now, they're not as friendly to people as they were before. I do remember that back, over a decade ago, Panera Bread, they tend to be more friendly for those people that want to sit down there, read a book, maybe do some work. Now it's turned more into one of those places where you just want to go, get your stuff and go, because it's not like before.
It blows my mind now how often me and my wife will go out and get something to eat somewhere and we don't have that really good customer service. It's almost like they're being obligated to go work at this place. And I don't know. There's some exceptions. Like I still go to In-N-Out and the energy's still outrageous at In-N-Out. Amazing.
Yeah. The people that I've talked to around me after I've shown them these different videos that I've done and these different reviews that I've done on the pricing, most of the people that I talk to agree that In-N-Out is pretty much the exception to these fast food places. Their prices, even though they have gone up, they're still at a point where people are not really griping, where they go to In-N-Out and they get their burgers or they decide to get their fries or animal style, whatever they decide to do. I feel like a lot of people are still content with paying In-N-Out's prices. And other places, though, like if you go to other fast food places, people are complaining. So there's a magic about In-N-Out Burger in particular that people are still going, and they're still going in droves. There's still lines all the time.
What's happening, it seems like now, is you're going into these places, and not only are you not getting better quality, you're getting, in some cases like yours, with the salad being smaller, lesser quality as far as portion size and maybe even flavor. And they're asking you to pay more money, which if in the past you did that, you'd get better customer service, and they're not giving better customer service. So it's like a trifecta. You know, you get lesser quality, lesser, higher prices, and lesser service.
Yeah.
Like those three things are an exact example of why me and my wife just choose not to give our money to businesses right now unless we know it's a for sure thing. Like In-N-Out, you can think of them as like, yeah, their prices went up, but their customer service is phenomenal. So even if I gotta go there and wait in a very efficient line that I know I'm gonna get my food in a timely manner and pay a little extra, if I knew that In-N-Out service was kind of dipping and their flavors were dipping as far as going south, then maybe I'd be a little reluctant to go there as well, because even though their prices are better than most, it's still, you don't got the good customer service, you don't got the good quality. They have good quality and phenomenal customer service along with their price rises. So it's like, okay, well, sucks, got to pay a little extra, but they still give you everything you want. And I feel, I hate to keep saying In-N-Out because, I know we're biased living in Southern California, but I've been all over the country and I just haven't seen that same kind of atmosphere anywhere else. I'm sure you can, for those of you around the country, can give me and Enrique some suggestions on some places that may have that same vibe, and we'd love to try them. And I'm sure they're out there, but we could just give the example of what we have here locally, and it just feels like you're getting, now you're paying the prices you used to pay in the past for restaurant prices that you would go to that would give you great service, good quality, but you're still paying the extra money, but not great service, not great quality. So it's something doesn't add up. So the best way you can combat that is by not giving them your business.
Just saying no. Just, I'm fed up. That's the only way. I know that there's other places out there that I said I'm not going back to them. Another one is Subway. I refuse to go to Subway. And there's other places that you just won't return to. And unfortunately now they don't have your business. But I feel like as a collective, everybody needs to do that. And I've noticed in the comments, a lot of people are against fast food lately. A lot of my comments on YouTube lately, people are commenting that they're eating less out. They never go out. They're always eating at home. So I feel like little by little, it's starting to become a collective of people. And obviously, the ones who are going to suffer are the fast food places. And that's the reason why you see lately a lot of places closing down, or they can't afford to stay open because people are just, as a collective, saying, I cannot go to this place anymore. I just cannot. Even though they can, physically afford it, they just say, hey, you know what, forget it.
But I think Chipotle has done a good job as well. Chipotle does, in my opinion, a great job. They still have great ingredients. They still have big portions, and their prices, of course, have gone up like everyone else, but still reasonable. I remember burrito, Chipotle, 10 years ago would be $8, $8.99 or something like that. Now you can buy one for $13.99. So it's went up a little bit, but their qualities, their sizes are still the same. They haven't shrunk on anything. So and it seems the most part, every Chipotle I've been in, the service has still been good quality.
Fortunately, I am going to have to disagree with that one, though. I mean, my own personal opinion. I know that you probably eaten at Chipotle here and there. I actually,
all the time.
I haven't eaten Chipotle in a long time, and I feel like for me, I think I've already reached the threshold that the last time I was there, I also felt like it was just too expensive for my own personal taste. So I decided to stop going to Chipotle a long time ago, even though for you, maybe you've gone lately and you say, oh, well, that's a good deal for me.
Yeah.
And again, we can have opposing, ideas as to what's cheap and what's not. But that's really up to the public because you vote with your wallet.
Yeah, and I don't think that, by the way, I don't think Chipotle is cheap anymore compared to what they used to be. But for me, it's not so much about the money. It's like, what are you giving me for the money, right? So before, there were some places that, like In-N-Out, I think everyone could agree 10 years ago was just ridiculously cheap for what they gave you. It was like great quality. So it's like their price raise. You're like, well, you know what? You can almost warrant it because you're like, these are probably what they should have been as far as what their costs are now. They've kind of raised it to what it should have been, and it's still better than most. But to me, Chipotle kind of falls in that category a little bit. Is that, am I still like, I'm paying $14 for a burrito, but am I still getting good quality? Am I still getting the same big portion? As long as the
quality's good.
And for me, that's what they do. So I'm not saying they're cheap. I don't mind even spending money, right? It's just the money that you spend. I feel like I want to make sure I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. Is that if that's so? 10 years ago, when you could get a Chipotle burrito for $9, $8.99, I felt like that was a cheap burrito for the size. So now that it's $14, I think like, well, okay, that's not cheap, but you're still getting a big burrito if you wanted a bowl with the good ingredients and good portion size.
Well, the thing is you have to remember too that each Chipotle is independently owned. Same thing with all these different restaurants. So possibly the Chipotle that you've gone to, they probably have not cheapened out. But I do recall that there were some Chipotles that were cheapening out on people, and people had to record them. They had to be there with their phone, and they had to, record the people as they were serving their meal to make sure that the portions were correct, because the employees themselves were cheapening out on the amount of food that was being served.
Wow, haven't seen that video. So I mean, luckily I have.
So, but the thing is you in particular, more than likely with the Chipotle that you've gone to, they probably haven't gotten that message, and probably the employees, they still serve the same portions that they did before. And for you, your experience is still great, which is great. I mean, I'm glad that at least there's still employees out there that are willing to give you the portions that are warranted versus other places like where I went to with the salad. These employees are, they're rationing the food that they're giving to you, and they're charging you more for it. So then you feel like you've just thrown away your money.
I don't mind paying a little bit more. I know inflation is higher, but give us what we pay for. That's all.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. And at the end of the day, you vote with your wallet, and just make sure that you make wise decisions as where you decide to put your money. I usually try to eat better lately. All of this food that I've been eating for the last couple videos hasn't really set well with my entire overall health and the goals that I am trying to achieve. So today I am in a little bit of a hurry. I have a lot of things going on at work. So I decided to come to the Habit. If any of you are familiar with that fast food place, they usually have pretty decent food. I try to stay away from all the fried stuff. I usually try to get something that fits more with what I would usually try to eat. Stay away from all the fatty foods that the fast food places have. But I did decide to get Caesar salad. In the past, I have gotten their Caesar salad. I usually try to get it with no croutons, and they usually have a pretty decent portion. But today, I think that this is it. I'm done with Habit. I'm done with their salads. I'm gonna have to find another place that has a decent amount of food for the value. I just ordered this salad. I paid $12.51. But what I noticed was that the packaging was different. It used to be a circular package. Last time I got a salad was probably over a month ago here, and it was a pretty decent portion. But let me go ahead and show you what I got right now. This is actually a small packaging dressing, which in my opinion, it's way too much dressing, especially as I'm about to show you how much salad I'm actually getting now. This is it. This is it, guys. This is all I am getting. Just a bunch of lettuce, very little chicken. I mean, what does it cost to really make this salad? If you decided to make it at home with the Caesar salad, I would say no more than $2, if that. So this is just another reminder that restaurants are cutting back. They're hurting. They're finding ways to be able to save money. And I am just shocked at this. This is ridiculous. I mean, it'll satisfy me for maybe like 2 hours. But right now, it's 11:30 a.m. I have a very busy day. I decided to shoot this video right now for you guys, but I am kind of time crunched. But just to let you know, the quality and the quantity of food that restaurants, fast food places, they are really cutting back. That is just a part of doing business right now with restaurants and fast food places right now. You are pretty much signing up to be getting ripped off by these places. I do have snacks that I have at my disposal to be able to have me get by until I get home in the afternoon after 5 p.m. Probably around 6 p.m. I'll end up getting home. And I'll go ahead and I'll have a meal there at home, and it'll be something that I will prepare, something that is within my liking, and I'll know what I'm eating, all the ingredients. But again, I am just completely shocked. I am done with habit. I am done ordering any salad from the habit. So you can see here, you have this picture of a Caesar salad, and it's a bowl. When I used to get this salad to go, it was a bowl that size, and it was a decent amount of chicken and lettuce. Not anymore. I really do think that it's getting more and more difficult for people right now to find decent places to eat out when you're in a hurry. It's a wake-up call for me. Maybe it's a wake-up call for you guys. I don't know how many of you out there have visited Habit lately, but stay away from all their fatty foods. They used to have some pretty healthy options, but I think that recently, I think that not only are they cutting back on the portions, but they're also cutting back on the quality of ingredients, because more than likely, like this bowl that I see here, it's the majority of it is just a bunch of lettuce. I'm pretty sure that a lot of the food that you see at these places now, it's all artificial intelligence images on the menus, and then when you actually get the food, it's completely different. It looks completely different. The quality's off. You are not getting the best quality meats, the best quality lettuce, and you are not getting the best quality oils that they are cooking the food in. Because as many people know right now, there's a lot of ways that you can make chicken, fries, and hamburgers and meat. And if you don't use the right quality ingredients, you could be allergic to certain types of oils that not only can cause inflammatory issues, but it can also cause issues down the line with your gut. Your health is going to suffer. That is for sure. That is the reason why I'm going to be more careful as to what places I choose to eat, because even though it's good content for everybody out there eating all of these fatty foods or unhealthy foods at restaurants, at the end of the day, it's my health that suffers. And I know other people in my comments have mentioned that I'm eating a bunch of trash, which at the end of the day, there is some truth to it. All of this food that you are eating outside, it's trash and it's not good for you. This is just not representative of my normal day-to-day meals. This is something that I do to be able to investigate and see how the modern American is actually eating now. The modern person that's in a hurry, that's outside working all day, that, you know, they decide to go to these types of places. They are just constantly just throwing their money away. I'm gonna go ahead, continue eating this trash, and I'll just go ahead and live off of the snacks until then. So there's really not much else I can do. Continue to subscribe to my videos. This is a little bit different today. Let me go ahead and give this chicken a try. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little bit of a verdict of what I think. The chicken has decent flavor, but this plate is not worth what I paid for it. Today, I got ripped off. Everybody in that restaurant just got ripped off today. Continue to subscribe to my videos. We'll we'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one. Take care.